Good day, Dr. Darlene here again with another yet amazing podcast interview with a very special guest that I'll introduce in a moment. I'd like to introduce our summit. We're so excited about this. What a diverse summit we have that's called Communication Through the Lifespan. Anyone can communicate through the lifespan. We have got speakers from communicating with teens, communicating with social media, music communication, and a lot of business communication, spiritual communication, communicating with self. The list goes on and on. It'll be so content rich for you with quick speech talks, presentations from about 5 minutes to 20 minutes. That's cool, because then we can really get the power of the creator and the content in a really quick moment. We've got guests from the UK to Germany, across the globe, around, and today, a very special guest. And I always say my guests are special because they all are. This one has a little edge because this guest today, Coach Ray Franklin, happens to be my husband. Welcome, Ray Franklin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Darlene. Or should I say, my Darlene?
Yeah.
How are you today?
How about my darling doctor?
My darling doctor.
So when you think about expertise for this summit, thought of you, Ray, because of your expertise with teenagers. Now, teenagers vary from high risk to low risk. And what's exciting about what you do and why I was so glad you chose to be part of the summit is you work with high risk teens. You work with troubled teens. You work with a special population. And so my first question to you is, what prompted you to get involved in this area with teens? You know, why weren't you a trucker, or what brought you to this profession and then really honing in on this specialty?
Well, I can honestly say that for a long time, it was my intention to be a teacher, but I didn't do that right away out of college. It took me about 10 years before I realized that I wanted to be a teacher. And just so happened I taught at a private school, which, the kids there are pretty much motivated to go to school every day and do whatever that's asked of them. They have very strong family ties. And, it was a very good environment. After about 13 years of teaching at that school, I decided to go into another business and did that business for about 6 or 7 years. And then I applied for a job at an alternative school. Now, applying for a job at an alternative school, first of all, I had no idea what that was when I applied for the job. A lot of people told me, oh, it's the school for the bad kids, or the kids who are in gangs, or kids who have troubles or whatever. And so I looked at the application, I filled it out, and I got an interview. And they liked the interview and decided to hire me. But let me tell you, it was quite an adjustment when I first got to that school, because you see different types of kids. You see kids with big mohawk hairdos, piercings everywhere, gothic looks and whatever. And you kind of have a prejudgment in your head of what these kids are going to be like. But once I started teaching there, and once I got to know the students, I realized that these students are the same as the kids that I taught at the private school. The only thing that was different is that they didn't have a lot of structure, and they did not have a lot of parental support. So in seeing that, I just started to think to myself, how can I be a better teacher, number one, and how can I relate to these kids? And I spent pretty much my entire rest of my career learning how to do that.
So it seems like in the beginning, you were kind of surprised, like, oh, this is the job I got. And then as you got into it, you saw such a need, you kind of went deeper to see who they were instead of just their behaviors. And then what I'm getting from you, and I've gotten from you as we talk in our house and in our life, is that you see more in them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
I don't.
trust yourself, and you know that you can bring that out in them, and then you love them even more. And so they became your special population instead of, gosh, I got to just deal with this. It was more like, I embrace you because I see you.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but maybe you can say it's a gift or whatever. But I have a way of looking at students and seeing students deeper than they actually see themselves. I see potential in kids that they don't see, and part of my job as a teacher was being able to help those kids recognize their potential and kind of draw it out of them.
So, so now that, so you started teaching school and found all this expertise that you felt you had beyond just your intuitive ability. You came up with some tangible things that you want to share in your talk. So without giving it away, what's a little teaser for us that will help us know more about what you're going to share as we click play on your talk?
Well, I talk about a couple of things. One is I talk about how to make a connection with kids. The other thing is I talk about is basically how to communicate with them, and the other is helping them realize their potential. Those three things are really, really, really important to me. And let's not forget that the things that I'm talking about on the summit are not only for kids who are at risk, they're for all kids. You know, I found out throughout my teaching career that all kids want a few things. They want to feel accepted, they want to feel part of something, and they want to feel loved. So as parents, teachers, coaches, or therapists, or anyone who's dealing with kids, you know, recognizing those three things can really, really get you, take you a long way with having a relationship with these teenagers.
And you have expertise beyond teaching high school. You've been a coach for 100 years, coaching football, volleyball, discus, and what's the other one?
Just track and field in general.
Well, track and field, but discus, what's the other one?
Shot
The
put.
ball. Oh, the shot put.
The shot put, yeah.
Something I've never done and never will.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, weren't you a state champion in the?
I wasn't a state champion in high school. I was pretty close, but I was one of the better ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that expertise with kids in so many ways. Okay. So, wow, that's just a wealth of things. And I know that you've got a bonus gift for us. I think you're still deciding what that bonus gift is. Have you decided what that is? Is everyone's going?
I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm giving it a little thought, and there might be something coming in the future.
Well, and there's so many things you could give. You could give, because you also own a gym, and so you've got that. You could give that. There's a lot of possibilities of things that you could give, or a step-by-step, or even a copy of your notes from your speech.
Yeah.
Which is a great gift for people to follow through with what you've said. So
yeah.
Thank you so much for being on, honey. I'll see you down the hall in a little bit.
Okay, love you.
And I can say I love this one.
Okay, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of this summit. I know it's going to be fabulous, and you're going to have people who are going to enjoy every single speaker that you have, and plus the bonus that you're going to be giving as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Okay.
So, thank you, Ray. Now,
right.
to get on to the summit, I want to mention that the way that you join us is you go to my website, whatstopsyou.com, whatstopsyou.com, and there'll be a pop-up with a free gift, which is one of my ebooks called The Balanced Living Will. It's a must-have in life. It will help you in every walk of life very quickly and easily. And after you've received that, then you'll be in our system, and then we can alert you as to the summit coming up. December 1st is the launch, and you'll get some prompts of when it's coming. And then you'll want to order my book, which is the ticket in my new book, which is called Power Up Your Marriage. And Ray and I don't have a great marriage because we're just lucky. It's because we follow what's in my book, right? We literally follow what's in the book that I've written, Power Up Your Marriage. So for 99 cents, that's your ticket into the summit that you can order on Amazon, but you'll be alerted later about that as things are coming up to December 1st to launch. Thank you so much for your time, everyone, and have a great day.